Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So hopefully you guys are all playing through the Goddess of Time story arc, and in my case, I am busy grinding out the additional materials to unlock all the attributes for the different pieces of armor as well as weapons. So you can see, first of all, I'm doing all of the 3 pieces of armor, 1 necklace, ring, and of course bracelet. And these are all called the armor of might. And so if you do get them to plus 10, you will have up to a 15% increase in damage when you have maxed HP. So I would highly recommend, if you do have time, to slowly gather the materials and grind out, as many as you can. Obviously that would be, beneficial for you. You will have to collect sparkles through the overworld, and there's a lot of locations that you can look for in order to gather those. For example, the stadium satellite, there's some in the hidden village, through the overworld maps. Yeah, so make sure you kind of warp there, and don't forget the shinies recover around every hour or so, so you can visit them multiple times throughout the day as well. Now, if you have to kill the horrors, don't forget they spawn every 6 hours between kills, so you'll have to space it out accordingly. And in this section, we're going to upgrade all the different weapons, and I'll share my quick thoughts, at least my initial thoughts of all the different weapons and which ones might be worth upgrading. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So I will say the most annoying items to gather for upgrading them to at least level 1 is the shiny icy spindle, and that one's you can gather 2 of them near the top of the Quinlan Mountains when you kind of enter into the new areas, but that was very annoying. And also another one is the feathery skin, which drops from those kind of Sasquatch monsters as well. So you will actually have to spend a lot of time walking back and forth. Hopefully you guys have the new enhanced Grasta that allows increased encounters that will allow you to get some of those mob ones. But the sparkle ones are the most annoying in the fact that you will have to revisit multi-hours and actually spend an entire weekend to at least unlock +1 of each of these for you guys to take a look at. Keep in mind that not only that, you do have to have the materials in order to buy the weapons and armor to start with. So after we upgraded 1 of each, the easy way, of course, is to go to the inventory, which is your item inventory, look at each weapon or gear, and you can take a look at which attributes it unlocks. Now, if you need exact percentages, you can definitely Google the Mirahi's website, and it'll go over the exact percentages, but most of them are max about 10%, maybe 15% max, so not extremely powerful. Now, the crafted cane is one of the most interesting ones to me. MP plus, and when in reserve, MP restore plus. So I will find that very useful in some of my mages, and so this is one I'm going to probably plus 10 or max it out. In the case of the weapons, type resistance plus, physical resistance plus, I don't find that useful. We're going for DPS, and I don't really need defense at this time. We can use Grasta to really enhance our damage, but I really looking for weapons that can really enhance damage. Keep in mind also that most units at this point do have manifest weapons, and so you don't really have to upgrade a lot of these weapons if you're short on time. If anything, I would argue that the pieces of armor are much more useful. However, keep in mind that as soon as you finish Future Guerrilla, you can keep on running them, and eventually you'll be able to buy 1 of each of the special armors there in that part of the game, and those are pretty good as well. So make sure you grab those. Those are high stats as well as great abilities. So I'm just going down the list. This Crafted Chivalry is another one that you should be aiming for, especially if you have Tiramis. She does help with increase her damage with her Dragon Summoner with increased spirit, and so you want the maximum of 330 spirit. This one will help you get there much faster. Another one here that's interesting is the Crafted Fog. It looks good, but again, the amount of speed decrease and physical resistance down is honestly pretty negligible at this point in the game. You really are relying on abilities and skills more so than the weapon itself, and like I said, you're not going to switch off your top DPS in terms of their manifest weapons. Even like this for the Crafted Scratch. For example, for Felmina, you're definitely using her Poison Lily over something like this. Finally, the last one we're showing is the hammer. non-type attack plus, and when it attacks, stun. So I do find these stun things pretty useful for crowd control, but however, again, it's not that high of a percent. Again, no more than 10 or 15% max. There is a grass that allows you to hit all enemies normal attack with the hammer. So that does give you a chance to stun enemies for free, especially all mobs. Now, finally in this video, we're going to try to +1 to +10, and I'm just slowly doing it for you to kind of show you the types of materials and the amount of materials required. Also note that I did have to go back and forth to each and every area to kind of gather enough, because honestly, you really don't know the materials required until you get to that point. Keep in mind that there is a rare chance of skipping a level. That is, instead of, for example, paying for +4 to +5, you can get a yellow aura there, and it explodes in a yellow burst of light, and it'll say something like great success, and it'll actually skip a level for you. So for example, when you go from 4 to 5, it actually goes from 4 to 6. You save materials from that one level as well. They are pretty rare, so if you can get them, especially at the later levels, you get some huge benefits in terms of not having to farm a lot of the rare materials, especially the horror materials, which only show up, like I said, every 6 hours. And here we go, +7. Only 3 more levels to go. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are planning to upgrade any of these, or if you've even bought one of each of these weapons and gear. Keep in mind that there are achievements for owning multiple weapons and gear. Make sure you buy one of each weapon if possible. And there you have it. +10 skips 2 levels, so you can see the gold aura right there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.